dear friends. We are live from San Francisco, from the meeting in memory of Boris Nemtsov.
It's already being,
Please join us
the tide is starting to
and follow our live demonstration.
Я тоже думала, что я ее выбрала.
Hello. So we're about to start our peaceful meeting in memory of Boris Nemtsov. 2 years ago, Russian opposition politician was assassinated in the very heart of Moscow by Putin's people. And every year we're gathering together here and in all the other cities from all over the world to commemorate Boris Nemtsov and what he has done for Russia. Boris is not dead. We believe that he is still alive because heroes, they are not dying. Their deeds are always with us. Putin took Boris' life. He took freedom from Russian people and Russian opposition. He took away civil rights from Russian people. He took away life and peace from Ukrainian people. And I'm very thankful that today our Ukrainian friends came to support us and to commemorate Boris. Putin is a thief, and a right place for a thief is in jail. Thief should go to jail. Вор должен сидеть в тюрьме. Вор должен сидеть в тюрьме. Вор должен сидеть в тюрьме. And we're here not just to commemorate Boris, but also to insist that Russia one day should be free, and Russia will be free without dictatorship and without Putin. Russia will be free. Russia will be free. Russia will be free. Okay.
Russia without Putin.
Russia without Putin. Russia without Putin. Russia without Putin. Dear friends, I leave this mic on, and please, you are more than welcome to join our protests and to say a couple of words if you have known Boris as I did, and to say a couple of words about Russian politics. So, please, join us today.
Dear friend, first of all, I want to apologize for my English because I didn't prepare to speak English today. But Nastya starts this tradition. Paula knows it's my second public speech in English. Unfortunately, I didn't know Boris personally, but I wanted to say that it's not a single murder in Russia. Putin and FSB continues to kill people who dare fight against his lie, his crimes, including war crimes. Boris Nemtsov exposed not only Putin economic crimes, but Putin war crimes in Ukraine, Russian invasion in Ukraine, and another difficult crimes. And maybe you don't know that in this August, in this summer, another Russian opposition journalist, Pavel Sheremet, was killed even in Kiev. because of his work, because of he revealed another crimes of Russian authorities. And at the end of August, my close friend and colleague Alexander Shetinin was found dead in Kiev with shotgun wound in his head. And I don't believe that it was a suicide. Sasha exposed Russian agents in Ukraine, and he fought against Russian propaganda. And in the same day, it's the same day when Sasha died, one article appeared in a Russian propagandist site, which threatened that every Russian journalist who supported Ukraine would be die. And my name is this list. And for me, it's very painful to see that now the US president justified our murderer, our killer, and the fact that this murderer continues to kill us. I have many friends, many sources around the world. They report me every day about new Russian provocation, that Russians trying to destabilize their countries. And they believe in America. They believe that America will help them in the fight for their freedom. Not only Ukraine, in Belarus, in Georgia, in Balkans, in Baltic states, in many countries. And I see my own eyes every day that the world needs America. And if some American citizen can listen to us now, I plead you, please, don't betray us. Don't betray American values. Maybe that's all. Thank you for your attention. And once again, sorry for my English.
Today is a sad day. We came here to commemorate the death of a Russian opposition politician, Boris Nemtsov, who was gunned down in cold blood. We blame Russian President Vladimir Putin for this and many other crimes, both in Russia and in Ukraine. He kills journalists, he kills politicians, he kills people in both countries, and we don't believe that there is going to be any hope for peace while Vladimir Putin is in power. We're here for peace. We're Ukrainians, we're Russians, we're people from various republics of Soviet Union that think Vladimir Putin is a dictator that must be stopped. We will continue protesting him. We will unite against him. We're here to support peace and freedom and democracy in Russia. We think that Putin must go, and we're here to remember the various victims that his regime claimed so far. Putin must go. Putin must go. Putin must go. We are happy to see some friendly faces here today. We're happy to see some Americans listening and hopefully standing with us for the same cause, the cause of freedom, the cause of democracy. And we don't want this war to continue. We don't want these cold-blooded murders to continue that Vladimir Putin is responsible for. There's limited things that we can do from here other than draw your attention to them and stand together against him. We're here for awareness. We're here for peace. We welcome you to come and talk to us and join our cause for free Russia, for no war, and no more Vladimir Putin. Thank you very much.
Just a couple of words different. Everybody probably knows that Putin is a murderer and a big asshole. Now we have another asshole, Donald Trump. They like each other, and this is a problem. This is a problem for America and for the whole world. It is a problem because, say, Trump doesn't want to support NATO, and hence makes Putin more bold. He is close to invading Baltic countries, doing more war in Ukraine, etc. Name it. So, as Americans, I hope you agree, we must stop Trump, impeach him as soon as possible. Here it says impeach him in April, jail him in July for treason and many other crimes he's already committed after January 18, I believe. Anyways, the world needs America, true America, democratic America, to make things right in Syria, in North Korea, in Ukraine, in Russia. As for commemorating our dear friend Boris Nemtsov, he was probably the most free and most brave man in Russia. He really didn't give a damn. He knew that he might be killed, but still he was very, very bold, constantly speaking against Putin, against war in Ukraine. And it's a very sad day for us. Let's remember him. Thank you.
We are here today to commemorate the assassination of Boris Nemtsov. We want to make sure that people in the US know what happened in Russia and what can happen under a ruthless dictator. Boris Nemtsov was a talented physicist, a long-time member of the Russian government. He has even a longer track record of administration at the regional level in Russia, where he made the lives of people better, not to score political points, but to genuinely help the people. And of course, today he is most known as a leader of the Russian opposition to Putin. He was assassinated very close to the Kremlin. The people who ordered this were not found. It's pretty obvious, it's very likely that they're very high in the government. We blame Putin personally for this because he controls pretty much everything in Russia. Many details of the investigation suggest that the Russian security services were complicit in the murder. The cameras were turned off on the bridge where Boris was assassinated. The investigation was clearly botched. It's not a question of why he was assassinated. We know why. He was preparing pretty damning reports to be released very soon after he was actually assassinated. He prepared reports on Russia's actions in Ukraine, where he implicated the leadership. He explained the motivations, he explained step by step what happened, and this is taken seriously, but it would have been taken more seriously in Russia had he been alive. In addition to his opposition activities, he is also known as a person who tried to build Russia's relations with nearby countries, with neighbors, especially Ukraine, based on friendship, not on aggression and being enemies. And we hope that both in the U.S. and in Europe, people think of Nemtsov as a paragon, as an example to be followed, how to build relations without aggression. We also can realize that without viable opposition, without free press, without attacks on opposition, without the government suppressing the press, there could be no true democracy. In Russia, as previous speakers mentioned, a number of journalists have been killed over the last many years, and this is terrible. We don't want this to happen in the US either, and this is why the current president is being looked at with a very poor. I guess we don't like what is happening in the US right now in terms of press, in terms of the laws and regulations being rescinded. We think that people have a lot to learn from what is happening in Russia. But at the same time, we don't want Russia to be viewed, the Russian people to be viewed as enemies. The Russian government is doing a lot of bad things, but people from Russia here and people also from Ukraine, a lot of us here today, we hope that the future is brighter. We hope that the enmity and the aggression will stop. This, of course, needs very careful foreign policy, and we need you to talk to the representatives and to senators to express what you hear today and to express your desires to affect foreign policy, to support democracy in Ukraine and in Russia, to foster peace and to suppress aggression. And with this, I hope that if you want to learn more, there's a lot of material about what happened. It's not difficult to learn. Things are not very ambiguous. It's pretty clear what happened, and it's pretty clear what we need to avoid. Thank you.
Okay, if anyone has something to say, please feel free to come and to say a couple of words. But meanwhile, I believe that good things and good deeds and person himself is alive while people remember himself, his deeds, and all the good things he had done in his life. So, dear friends, please join me for a moment of silence to commemorate Boris Nemtsov. Dear friends, I strongly believe that everything that had been said today is not just a waste of words and time. I believe that we will be heard, and one day Russia will be free, and the world would be a peaceful place to live. Thank you so much for coming today, and we're here for some time around here, so if you have any questions or things to say, please feel free to come, and thank you for coming today.
Once again, thank you for coming. Thank you for your kind words. And I just want to repeat, for Americans, how it's important to maintain, to keep, to preserve American democracy. I am sure that many of Russian people didn't want the war with Ukraine. They didn't want to kill the Ukrainian brothers. But when the war began, no one could stop Putin. Because at that moment, we already didn't have an independent media, independent parliament, and independent courts. And it's very disturbing trend to see the same tendencies now in the US. It's very important to believe in the truth, not in alternative facts that mean lie. Because every day people are dying for the truth. And Putin and FSB, they kill us for the truth, for the attempt to tell the truth. Boris Nemtsov, Pavel Sheremet, Anna Politkovskaya, Alexander Shetinin, Natalia Stamirova, and many, many other brave, courage people. They died for the truth. I know that it's not my country, but I love it. And I want very much that America maintain itself. And for our Russian-speaking audience, if you want a poem about Russian dissidents, but unfortunately it's only in Russian. If you want, нужно? Ну, про всех, собственно, кто не только про убитых, да, но мы знаем огромное количество людей, которые сейчас находятся в тюрьме в России. И они тоже в чем-то продолжают дело Бориса Немцова, притом садят их буквально за посты в социальных сетях. И вот, собственно, о них... Так, сейчас помню, как начинается. Сейчас. Помню, как творцы победившего ада, и в чужой нам отныне стране слишком дорого ценится правда. В самом деле, зачем, для чего бесполезны напрасные жертвы? Нам прописан уже приговор, как в чужом сериале сюжеты. Вся страна мирно дремлет в узде, механизм беспощаден и точка. Ну подумаешь, речь на суде, обессилевший бунт одиночки. Только там, где отчаяния нет, где огонь замирает, покоясь, там из сердца далеких планет возрождается новая совесть, где космический черный покров разъедает остатки субстанций. Только эти жемчужины слов и способны навеки остаться. Если солнце продолжит светить, если держится мир почему-то, это Бог собирает в горсти вашей святости редкой минуты, и, взрывая основы основ наших душ зачерствевший фундамент, содрогаются камни от слов, что лежали на сердце годами, и впервые на мерзлой земле, что закутана в ложь, как асфальтом, начинают цветами олеть ваших мыслей, забытых цитаты. Вспыхни солнце и небо замри, и застынь, зачарована чудом. Так рождается совесть земли, из суда, из СИЗО, ниоткуда. Он обычный худой маргинал, он одет вызывающе просто, он всего лишь кого-то не сдал, он всего лишь молчал на допросе, он под пытками что-то кричал, но пронес сквозь мучения стойко только слово, начало, слово правды беспомощно горькой, только слово пророков удел, новой жизни незримое знамя. Ну подумаешь, речь на суде, просто камень в стене мироздания.